Ever wanted to know what the inside of an etrog looks like? This is your chance. Take an etrog and cut it into thin slices. It is surprisingly tough to slice. The etrog is a fruit cultivated for its beauty and its aroma, but not for its meat. So it has an extremely thick rind and very little meat inside. And you can see that it is full of pips. But that's okay. Those pips will open up to form a beautiful lace pattern when we craft our resin art. So don't worry about it. Slice up the etrog into thin slices and then with the sharp end of a knife, start removing the pips one by one. Poke them out without damaging the membranes too much. This will give you that beautiful lace pattern which will add much depth and character to your resin art. Did you know that the etrog, also known as citron in English, is one of the 3 original citrus fruits from which all other citrus fruits are hybridized, including our modern day lemon. You can find charts online about the hybridization of citrus fruits, and it is surprisingly fascinating. Just a little nerd fact for you there. Keep peeling away at those seeds, and before you know it, you will be left with beautiful slices with plenty of gaps in between the membranes of the meat of the etrog. Then you will put those slices on a baking sheet with some parchment paper and you will dry them out in the oven. Welcome friends to a small sanctuary where this time we are engaging in a very unique set of crafts for Hanukkah. This is some footage of what I made last year from my etrog and my lulav. Did you know that there is a connection between Sukkot and Hanukkah? What is the connection? Well, the first Hanukkah celebrated on the 25th of Kislev was actually a deferred Sukkot. When the Maccabees reconquered the temple and purified it, they knew that they had not had the chance to celebrate Sukkot in 2 years, and that is why Hanukkah lasts 8 days, because they brought in the Sukkot festival, which lasts 8 days, and they brought etrogim and lulavim into the sanctuary to celebrate with. Isn't that interesting? So it makes a lot of sense to use your Sukkah and Sukkot decor for Hanukkah purposes as well, building a thematic bridge between these two incredible festivals. Okay, so as you can see, I have now dried out my etrog slices at a low oven temperature for a couple of hours, 170 Fahrenheit, until they're really dry. You want them to be super dry for the resin craft. Otherwise, you can dry them out in silica. But I have not tried this yet, and I'm not going to give you advice on how to do that. Once you've dried them out, you can work with them. As you can see here, I have poured my resin. I have incorporated the myrtle leaves, the hadassim, and the etrog slices, fully dried, as well as some decorative glitter and other things. Willow, aravot, lend themselves less well to be dried out, but the hadas, the myrtle, maintained some of its lovely vibrant green color and made a lovely addition. Look at my resin crafts. They are all cured and I've popped them out of their molds. These little stars I made with glitter, and they are going to be instrumental to my Hanukkah decor. Did you know that you can also hang these in your sukkah? That's what I did this year, and it added some lovely sparkle to Sukkot as well. Multi-purpose. Here you go. Here is a resin star with both the myrtle incorporated as well as a little touch of sparkle and glitter. For the larger resin art pieces, I used coaster molds. These allow you to display the slices of dried etrog, A little bit of a challenge is that they do tend to warp a little bit. So you have to make sure to create enough depth when pouring your resin over them. But you see what I mean about the beautiful lacy pattern. You can really see a lot of depth and texture and elegance and delicateness to those beautiful etrog slices, encased for all eternity. This is a Hanukkah craft that you can use year after year after year. Here they are, the finished product. You can use them as coasters, but I also popped them up on my mantelpiece for decor and incorporated them into my wreath. Here we are, we're gonna make a wreath. Isn't it fun to hear this spray paint? I had a blast spraying my cheap wreath base and my Lulav with gold spray paint. And then I basically deconstructed the Lulav and poked it into the branches of the wreath. And with a hot glue gun, I glued on pieces of my resin art, little glitter wrappings from Geld, as well as ribbons, plastic dreidels, and other accoutrements to make it merry and bright. You can honor Hanukkah in a very historically authentic way by making such a Lulav wreath for Hanukkah, where you have a touch of evergreens to get you through the solstice, but also in a completely Judaically authentic way, commemorating the Maccabees with their beautiful lulavim and etrogim, as the book of Maccabees describes. Here you will see my beautiful wreath mounted on my door, and it makes me so happy. It is glorious and festive and elegant and classy and whimsical all at the same time. This stores very well. It is in my basement and I will definitely pop it up again. Look at those little dreidels, dreidel. I made it out of plastic with a hot glue gun, and the ribbons and everything works just wonderful. If you have myrtle that is still fresh, poke it in there too, and it will dry beautifully and gently throughout the festival. I love how this turned out, and I look forward to using it again. So welcome to my home with its wreath and resin art. And as we enter through the front door, I'm going to show you what is next for you to see, my indoor decor. My mantelpiece is adorned with this Hanukkah and lit candles and votives and loads of string lights, and also some beautiful decorations which I got at 10,000 villages, and of course my little resin stars. Some glass snowflakes that I picked up, and look at all that sparkle in a way that feels festive but without feeling Christmassy. It really is its own solstice winter festival in the most Jewish of ways, where we celebrate the climate, the weather, the returning of the light, and our historical connection to the book of Maccabees, the land of Israel, and our ancient tradition as reinterpreted through the rabbis of the Talmud, who celebrated the bringing in of the light.